Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lollipop and today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Trek District Hybrid bike. Now I'm pretty excited for this one because this bike is brand new for 2022, new frame, new design, everything about it is new for the 2022 model year. And it is a hybrid bike, so I am going to be comparing it to the other hybrid bikes in Trek's lineup, like the Dual Sport, Verve, and the FX bikes. So we're going to see where it falls in between those bikes. This bike is currently priced at $1,700 US. So in this video, I am going to be going over all of the specs on the bike, and then I'm going to be giving it a test ride and comparing it to those other three hybrids that I already mentioned from Trek, and basically just giving my thoughts because I have built and ridden several of the other Trek hybrids, the Dual Sports, Verves, FXs. I've built every single model and ridden them so many times and have recorded those in the past. So if you want to see some of those videos, definitely click on the top right of the video right now to check out those. But definitely watch this video first because this is one of the best hybrid bikes I have ever ridden. There are some close competitors to this bike, some other bikes from in Trek's lineup that might tie for first place with this one, but it is pretty impressive when you ride this bike. Definitely give it a test ride if you're able to find one in any store. We actually have like 10 of these in our store right now for sale, so if you want to come by and test one out, definitely do that because it is worth it. But with that intro out of the way, let's dive right into the specs of this bike. So here it is, the 2022 Trek District 4 Equipped. Now I have to talk about the coolest component on this bike first, which is definitely the carbon belt drivetrain. So most bikes use a chain, derailleurs, and a rear cassette in the drivetrain, but this bike uses a belt drive from the company Gates, where there's only one large gear in the front and one smaller gear in the rear, where this belt wraps around both of those gears. Now the reason why this is so cool is it is much smoother and quieter than a normal chain drivetrain. Just listen to this. And it also requires much less maintenance and lasts much longer. Now this belt is actually reinforced with carbon fiber, so it is also super strong. And while we're talking about the drivetrain, I'll also mention that this bike does have different speeds, but they are all internal. So the rear hub houses 8 different speeds, which are all controlled by the shifter on the handlebar. But this is also amazing to see because this requires basically no maintenance, and everything is inside of the hub and away from the rain and mud and anything else that would normally mess up a drivetrain. Now quickly talking about the frame, this bike is in a size medium and does use Trek's Alpha Gold aluminum, which is pretty smooth and strong and seen on the other Trek hybrid bikes, and it looks amazing here in this lithium gray color with these bronze rings and accents throughout the bike. Now geometry wise, this bike is closest to a Trek Verve, which is Trek's comfort-focused hybrid bike, so it does have a good upright seating position. Now let's talk about all of the features on this bike because there are an insane amount of cool features. So first off, this bike is DuoTrap S compatible, which is just a sensor that can be attached in the frame of the bike to give you some important ride data. But for commuting features, we have these hybrid tires that have a reflective sidewall so cars can see the side of your bike easier. And these tires are pretty wide too. They're 700 by 40C tires, so wider than the tires on the Trek FX bikes, so they will provide some more comfort and will be better for rough roads and dirt. And then this bike also comes with a set of fenders already installed, so you can stay dry when it rains, and there is a good amount of coverage on those. There is also a kickstand pre-installed so you can stop your bike anywhere, and a rear rack for adding any bags or other luggage on top of. And then on this rear rack and in the front, you also have a set of lights included with the bike, so you can be seen during the day and at night. And what's really smart about these is that they are powered by the bike itself when you pedal. So as you can see here, I'm turning the front wheel and both lights will actually remain on, which makes it super user-friendly since there are no batteries or charging required. You can also turn these lights on and off by turning the back of the front light like this. And then we also have a nice, thin, lightweight seat post connected to a comfortable yet sporty commuter seat. But moving on to the handlebars, these are very wide for better control over the bike, and we can see we also have a bell to alert other people that you're there. We also have some really good Shimano MT200 hydraulic disc brakes, which are seen on Trek's mountain bikes like the Marlin 7 and 8, so they definitely provide a good amount of stopping power for this bike. The District also uses center locking disc rotors, so no bolts are needed, and it does not use quick release axles for the wheels, which is also very good attention to detail from Trek because having quick release axles makes your bike wheels much easier to steal. And here is the stagger frame version of the District. This bike is only available in sizes small, medium, and large, while the normal version of this bike that I showed before is only available in medium, large, and extra large. And this bike in front of me is a size small. Now the only differences this bike has with the normal District are the handlebars, which as you can see are swept backward for a more comfortable riding position, and the frame itself, which has this staggered design where the top tube of the bike is now much lower, which makes it much easier to get on and off of the bike. Besides that, everything is basically the same, but now let's finally get into that test ride. Alright, so real quick before I start this test ride, I do kind of just want to lift up the bike and feel the weight of it because Trek's website has not released the official weight of this bike yet. This one's in a size medium. It feels similar to my Marlin 5 actually because it does have a lot of accessories on it, so it's pretty heavy. I'd say it's about like 32, 33 pounds. Let's give it an actual test ride now. As soon as you get on the bike, the one thing you'll notice right away is that it's just not making any noise. Like, I'll stop talking for just a little bit here so you can just hear the noise that it makes, but like those are just the brakes. The brakes are really quiet themselves too, just like even for disc brakes. And even the shifting, like all you hear is just the click on the top and nothing going on below. Obviously you feel the difference in your legs. Now I'm having to pedal a little harder, but on the hardest speed here, it goes fast enough. Like I mentioned before, the geometry on this bike is closer to a Verve, so I'm definitely sitting pretty upright here, which is really comfortable. The seat is nice, the handlebar positioning is nice, a really nice wide handlebar system, good control. I have the bell, really loud bell on the side there. But let's try going up a bit of a steep hill here, just for a parking garage. And okay, like I'm making it up this hill. It seems really similar to a Verve since I've ridden the Verves around the same area. That bike is definitely a bit harder to go up hills just because of the more upright seating position, but you know, there's a bit of a compromise there because if it's more aggressive, it's going to be less comfortable overall. So I'd definitely say, like, if you're looking for a really smooth, quiet, reliable, and comfortable bike for commuting around cities or just, you know, going to and from work, to and from school, this is like a great bike. Obviously it is still really expensive, but you kind of pay for the reliability and the comfort and all these other features that I already mentioned in the specs. But it's just dead silent. Like, if you guys have been watching some of my other test ride videos, you'll definitely right away be able to tell just how quiet this bike is. Now, directly comparing it to the Dual Sports, Verves, and FX bikes, the FX bikes are definitely lighter and faster. So if you want so if you want a bike that is pretty fast as a commuter, this one's not going to be the one. It is fast enough in that highest gear, but if you're looking for all-out speed, then either a road bike or the FX bikes are going to be better. If you're looking for more versatility going on the trails and stuff, that's the Dual Sports. And then the Verves and these are pretty similar, but this is basically a more sporty Verve with all of the equipment on it and a much quieter and more reliable one. So it's pretty much like the ultimate Verve in my opinion, but definitely more high-end, better aluminum, better components, better basically everything. In terms of a like pure hybrid commuting and reliability and comfort and smoothness and quietness and all of that stuff, in terms of all of that, it's the best one for sure. But it obviously, like, if you have different standards like speed or versatility, this one is still pretty versatile with these big wider tires and all the other racks and other stuff on it. But that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember to like, subscribe, and keep biking. But yeah, it is definitely one of the best hybrid bikes that what? Go.
I don't know. I wanna know what that is.
Oh.
I want you to show me, talk about
What? That was amazing. Oh my god. No way, that was so cool.